So we have decided to run some paid ads, but we are smart about it and don't actually want to waste a dime. So that's why we are going to be running a structure for the ad itself to make sure that it's going to perform well. But what kind of structure? Well, that's what I'm going to cover in this video. So hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. When we are selling online, we simply have to know the concepts of paid advertising, because I mean, it's just a significant part of selling online. And it doesn't matter if we're just selling on Amazon. I mean, even if we are selling only on Amazon, and if we're just, and the only paid advertising we are running is actually the sponsored ads inside Seller Central. But still, I mean, if that's the only thing we are doing, we still need to understand that what are basically the concept of running advertising, because there will be times that we have to pretty much do something with paid advertising. And if we don't know the concept of how it actually works and how can we actually run it in this like cost-effective way, then I mean, simply we are just going to be wasting so much money and we are not going to be getting results. I mean, sure, it's fine, it's perfectly fine to run advertising without really just putting too much thought into it, but I mean, that means that you're just going to be throwing tons of money away. So the topic today is succeeding with ads. Winning meaning paid advertising. So how not to waste money when running paid ads. And I don't care like what platform we are talking about, because what I'm going to be talking about is pretty much applicable to any advertising platform, like external paid ads. So that means like different Facebook, Google, YouTube, TikTok ads, or whatever. So I mean, this doesn't apply to, for example, sponsored products, the advertising platform inside of Amazon, because I mean, there is not much options we can actually do there. I mean, only option for us is just to basically do what we can do in terms of keywords and that kind of like things. But I mean, there's nothing we can do actually regarding creatives. But when we are talking about creatives, then this is, I mean, this is where it applies. But first, we must understand the high-level big picture, because as we said, that the topic is really how not to waste money. And if we don't understand then I mean, sure, we are going to be wasting a lot of money. So let's just first go through this high level. So there we have an ad. And it doesn't matter what the platform is. So maybe this is a video ad on Facebook or YouTube or TikTok or whatever. But I mean, we are talking about an ad. So then we are going to be taking the person who sees our ad to somewhere. And I mean, it's an option that we could just take this person directly to the Amazon product listing. And I have run many of these campaigns that where basically just take the person to the Amazon product listing. But typically there is a like really good cause for that. There's a really good reason why I do that. And I'm not doing it like 24/7, like every day of the year. No, I mean, it's usually when I want to run a specific kind of campaign. So let's say I'm running like lightning deals. So, and I want to like boost up my campaign, my lightning deal higher, because there's this dashboard that shows how good those I mean, there's kind of its own ranking for this lightning deals. So if I want to like improve my ranking for this lightning deal, then I mean, one of good ways to do it that I actually just send a lot of traffic to it. So then that's an exception, but typically I'm not going to be doing it that like all the time. So instead, I'm actually going to be having a lead page. So this means that I'm actually going to be capturing the lead. So I need some way how I'm going to be contacting that lead. So that means email, phone number, address, Facebook Messenger, and whatnot. And the reason is because I'm going to be following up with this person in all these different channels. So if I capture this information, then that means I can send them an email, I can send them a text message, I can even call them, I can send like direct mail to them, I can send like a Facebook message or whatever. So we need to capture the lead because we want to have as many touch points with our leads and customers as possible. So if we actually pay, and I mean, I want to emphasize that we are talking about paid advertising. So it's one thing if we are getting like free advertising money. I mean, who cares if if it's really well optimized? But here we are talking about that we are paying for every single click, for every single person that lands to our directlet URL. So we want to be able to reach those persons who end up on our ad. And another area of this is actually the pixels. So I mean, this means all kinds of pixels. So it just means the Amazon pixel, it means Facebook pixel, Google pixel, TikTok pixel, whatever. So if we have the pixel, then that means that we are actually able to do remarketing for them. So that means we are able to run retargeting ads and whatnot. So we are basically able to follow the person in the internet. So yeah, so typically we don't want to send the person directly to Amazon product listing. No, first we want to send to a lead page so we can capture the lead, and then after that we actually want to send them to a funnel, I mean landing page. And sure, I mean like here it shows there are different kind of pages here. So it might mean that there's some kind of page with some kind of offer, there might be an upsell page and whatever. I mean, this is the basically thing that there are multiple different landing pages. So does this make clear for everyone? Because this is really important to understand. So if you have any question regarding this, then I mean, ask straight away. So because this is the foundation for paid advertising, if we do not want to waste money. If you have a big budget and we don't care if we bleed money, then fine, we don't need to care about this. But otherwise, I mean, this is super important. Okay, so let's move on if there's no questions. So successful ads come down to one thing. Then we can be pretty much like, one important thing is that this applies to every single platform. Let's say that it would come to that, hey, I mean, we are really like wizard in the Facebook advertising platform, and we can do really like cool things over there, how we can really get the cost down and get the conversion up and blah, 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 blah. But okay, fine. I mean, does it translate into mastering YouTube ads as well? Different kinds of, or TikTok ads or whatever? No, I mean, typically it will not, because each platform is really different and each platform has to be treated separately. So we cannot say that running successful ads comes down to really mastering the advertising platform, really like being this tech wizard, because I mean, that doesn't apply to every single advertising platform. And typically, I mean, I also work with a lot of different, many different agencies, and there is, I mean, it's pretty rare case that there will be just one guy who would like master all these different advertising platforms. No, no, no. I mean, typically there's this one person who's just really the wizard of Facebook ads. Then there's another person who's really wizard of YouTube ads and so on. So basically every person is doing the really has mastery on this one area. So it doesn't come down to technical mastery. No, it really comes down to creatives. And I mean, I know I have run some, I've run tons of different ads, and this means I've run ads for like physical products, digital products, for services, for coaching and whatever. I mean, I have used many different things. And for example, when I had really first time I did this, I was advertising like physical products. So these were basically just kind of like campaigns, for selling just some physical product items. And typically, I mean, eventually they just ran out of steam. I mean, there came a point that they just weren't like performing that well anymore. And the key where we really can see that, I mean, the best ads that just are running all the time, and it really comes down to that the creative is actually good. So if we are talking about video ads, then I mean, it really has this good, it's really like catchy video. It has some kind of point over there. So, and the thing is that many ads are super boring. Like, it's fine if you want to do like super boring ads, but the problem is that super boring ads are usually costly. That means that we are going to be paying more for every single cost. We are going to be paying more for every single sale that we get. So it's not really like a workable solution in long term. And good way how you can check out like ads that are like successful and ads that are not successful is that if you see an ad that is just like keeps running for months and months and years, then obviously it's a successful ad, because otherwise the like owners wouldn't keep running if it just wouldn't be making money. But we are all the time, when we open these social media platform or browser, I mean, we are bombarded with all these different like ads. But typically it's so that, okay, we see it and we pretty much forget it. It didn't like resonate with us at all. So the thing, I mean, there's this pretty much like 3-step method for this, and it's the hook story offer. I mean, I have been talking about this for quite a few times already, but I mean, this is probably the best way how to really dig down deeper in the really mastering ads. So number one is the hook. What is the hook? Let's have a quick just recap. Because the point is that we want attention, right? I mean, why are we running ads? We are running ads just to get like attention, to get like customers, to get people to buy our products and people to, get leads and so on. But the thing is that, I mean, we don't want to get attention from everyone. Let me know in the chat. So why do you think I say that we don't want to get attention from everyone? Let me know why I only want to get attentions from specific people instead of everyone. I mean, doesn't it make sense that, I mean, I want to get the attention from everyone because I want to get as many sales as possible. Does it make sense? Yeah, Tuomi is saying everyone is not the client. That's true, but Manikanta has a better answer that it will cost more. Yeah, I mean, like Johanna says, it doesn't make sense to pay for clicks which does not lead to sales. So if we are not getting sales, then we are just wasting money. We are just burning money. We are bleeding money. And that's why we only want to get the attention from our target audience. So that means that we actually need a hook that identifies only the key people. So let's say that, okay, what is like easy way to get attention? I mean, that would be just say something crazy uh, like I'm dying. That would get immediately attention from everyone. Like if someone is saying that, hey, I'm dying, like everyone's like, oh, okay, what did you say? I mean, it's 100% certainty it will get attention from every single like person, or at least like human being, because we need to understand. Oh my God, like what did he say? Like what's going on? But I mean, if we get the attention from everyone, then that's probably not a good approach, because we are going to be paying quite a bit. So we actually want to identify only the key people. We want to get the attention only from those people who are likely to be our customers. So, and another point is that, and I see this so often, that that you start thinking that, hey, I mean, I actually want to target we actually are not specific enough in our targeting, which means that we are actually trying to convince people about our products and about our solutions and whatever. But the issue is that trying to convince people is much harder and much more costly than targeting already convinced people. So what's the difference here? I mean, someone who is already convinced and is actually looking for a solution for their issue, or someone who is not even aware about that they have an issue. I mean, there's a huge discrepancy. So if you are actually targeting those people that we want to convince, then oh my God, it's just going to be much harder. So this is actually important to understand, that there's this like 5 levels of awareness. And when we think about the person who is the most aware, it means that the prospect knows about the product, and then they are basically ready to buy. They just need to know the deal. Well, which can mean that, okay, they need to know the price, or they need to know like whatever. Then second thing is that they are product aware. So they know that what we are selling, but they are just not really sure that it's the right product for them. And number 3 is that they are solution aware. So they know the result that they want, but they are not aware that our product is actually the thing that will provide this solution. Then there's a problem error. So person knows that there is an issue, but is not aware of the solution. Then there are people on the 5th level who are completely unaware. So they have no knowledge of anything except perhaps their own identity and opinion and so on. So it's really important to understand these different levels of awareness, and really where we should be putting our attention and really effort, because we cannot like target a message these people in these different levels of awareness at the same method, because it's just not going to work. And ideally, basically the number 1 group, the people who are most aware, those are basically the low-hanging fruit. So we should target those as quickly as possible. Anyway, so once we identify the right person, next we need to get their interest. And we can identify that person like basically if we are doing a video, just saying there that, hey, attention all well, let's say that we are selling some workout products or workout equipments or whatever. Then we just identify those person like, okay, attention like when you are doing a workout, or when you're doing Like if you really want to like make the most out of your workout session or whatever. But here we can see that like recently we talked about this competitive advantage, and why does it actually matter that if you're selling something that you actually know. I mean, if it's something that you know you have a passion for and you really have competence on this area, so then I mean it's you can probably see here that then it's, I mean, this is so much easier to do if we know this stuff already instead of trying to figure it out. Because let's say that okay, I would start selling some fishing equipment on Amazon, and since I mean I have never done fishing, so I have really zero competence or skill set in this area. So that would mean that I actually need to spend quite a bit of time in like understanding the target market and who is really the customer and what are the different customer segments. So there's actually quite a lot of research that I need to do even before being able to write a good ad. Whereas someone who already has this knowledge, has this competence, then they can pretty much write this ad like on the spot. They don't need to like put that much research into it, because they can just start thinking that, okay, I mean, they can immediately pretty much go to the solution. But anyway, so once we identify the right person, then next we need to get their interest. So, and there's pretty much like two things that drive motivation for human beings, and it's fear and desire. And unfortunately, for actually most of us, the fear is much stronger in incentivizing us than the desire. Like, let's say that we have a desire to really build an online business or whatever, or we have a desire to lose weight or get fit or whatever, then, and I mean, most of the time it's just going to be this kind of like pipe dream that you don't really put any effort into that, and you realize like after a few years or whatever that, I mean, I haven't done anything for my for the dream I have. Whereas if there's something like fear, then I mean, it's just it has much stronger sense of like reaction in us. Like, just think about like, why do we take insurance? I mean, that's 100% playing on our fear. Like, I remember like when I bought my first apartment, and the bank lady was telling me that, yeah, I mean, you definitely like have to get an insurance. You're crazy if you're not getting insurance. And I was like you are basically just paying. I mean, it's like we are playing a game with the insurance companies, and the insurance company is telling us, don't worry, nothing's going to happen, and just take it easy. But then we are like, oh, no, I mean, something's going to happen, so just take my money. So we pay them monthly or annually or whatever. So fear is much stronger emotion in getting us to actually do something. And one key thing is that I would say that when we are running these ads, then I mean, typically it just makes more sense to start with the fear, because that's usually what is going to get better results. And the thing about advertising is that we are not going to be doing one ad and then just forget about it. No. I mean, the way it usually works is that we're going to be doing multiple ads, and then we are going to be like tweaking those ads. So maybe we'll like the front part of this one ad, then we kind of switch it around with some other ads. It's a lot of like a puzzle, so to say. So you try out different things, and it's basically that we see only on the market that which is actually just gonna work out. So let's say that we would be selling some kind of team like workout products. I mean, one key thing would be that, and one big fear is usually for like quite a few people is like getting injuries. I mean, getting hurt while working out. Because if you get injury, then that's just going to like keep you out of the gym for quite a while. Like let's say you hurt your back or whatever, then okay, that usually means that okay, you cannot work out for weeks or whatever. So then that means that we can actually play on that fear to create this desire or this urgency that this is something that they like urgently need. So people need to get this product in order to protect themselves. So then the second part is this story. So let's say that, or let's say, let's take an example that if we would be thinking about this, how to approach us like Amazon sellers. So someone is doing an ad that is targeted to Amazon sellers. So what do you think? Like, what would be the fear for us? Well, I think if you're already running your business, then the biggest fear is definitely that something would go wrong, something would happen to your business. Or so let's say that listing gets shut down, or you run into some kind of issues with Amazon, or there's like new competitors, or if we are thinking about selling our business, then it comes down to valuation. So if you are in the process of selling our business, then immediately the fear is that, okay, are we actually losing money by doing this or by not doing that? So that's definitely a viable fear. Or about team equipment, it could be about these injuries. But anyway, so I mean, then we just present a story that drives our message across. And it doesn't actually has to like directly be related with the product, because it can also be something that it's a story that has some kind of a lesson, has some kind of message that like is in a way related with our product. But here the point is just to drive this point across. So it's not really something that it has to. For example, if we are talking about working out, it doesn't necessarily have to be about working out, because we can also tell different kind of stories, like analogs about like things, let's say from the business world, that would kind of like translate into working out as well. But the key thing is really that we cannot be boring in our stories. And the thing about stories is also that it has to be simple enough to understand quickly, because if it's really complicated story, then we are going to get lost, and we are going to end up with confused people. And to remember what I said in some previous course, so what happens if we confuse our potential customers? So what happens if you confuse people? So if you confuse, you lose. So if you confuse people, then I mean, we are not going to be making the sale. And another issue is that what I see commonly happening, I mean, come on, don't just list benefits, saying that if let's say that if we are selling some backpack or whatever, I mean, don't just list different things that like different pockets or different kinds of features or different kinds of those, because I mean, it's much better when it's something that is much easier to understand, and actually it's more about solving some issues that we have. For example, I just saw an ad regarding some backpack, and it was about. I mean, the ad wasn't even that good. I mean, it was a pretty boring bad because it just showed the bunch of items on a table, and it so the point was that oh wow, look at how much stuff I can fit into this bag. And in terms of like because I actually travel quite a bit, and it might be pretty useful when I think about like, okay, I'm going at different like when I'm flying, I'm going through the security, and then you need to take out your like liquids and that kind of stuff. So it's annoying to deal with that stuff. So if you can easily like sort those things in your bag, then that's much easier. But anyway, what this ad was doing, I mean, it was just showing all these different features and benefits. And if I think like right now, what kind of connection I got I got with this brand and with this product, I mean, it's pretty minimal. I don't have really strong sense of that, oh my God, I have to get this back. So instead, we actually want to build emotional connection with a relatable story. And it just has to be some kind of way how we actually get the point across. And then we come to the offer part. So first, we identify who we want to, whose attention we want to get. Then second thing is that we actually not only get their attention, but get their interest as well. And then we tell some kind of story that goes through that drives home the point that we are trying to like prove. Then the last thing is that actually coming up with this offer thing. So irresistible offer. Then it comes down to you like to think that, okay, what could be actually irresistible offer regarding your product? So can you think of an idea or offer that could be irresistible regarding your product? Let me know in the chat. And good way to think about this is this, that well, we're actually thinking about like providing like virtual assistants, like VAs for as a service. I mean, just to try it out. And what could be a like irresistible offer regarding that? Well, I mean, it could be that, okay, you get a VA for free. I mean, what kind of business owner would not like VA for free? I mean, then, I mean, it's a clear sentence that, or clear statement that, I mean, obviously I want to have that. Obviously I need to have that. So that means that it's an irresistible offer. It's an offer that you can't really find any logical reason to reject. So that's definitely an irresistible offer. And then once we like come up with such kind of idea, then it's for us just to figure out that, okay, how do we actually make it happen? How do we actually make it like realistic for us to deliver? So then it would just be finding some kind of like different practical parts. And on Amazon, like when we are doing different kinds of campaigns, and for example, if we are just giving products away for like minimal cost, like let's say it's like 99% free. I mean, of course, I mean, that's pretty much irresistible offer for anyone who's interested in that product, because let's say that the product costs like $20 or $30 or whatever, and if they have to pay only $1, then I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer offer. Like, why would you reject that? I mean, if you're interested in the product, then obviously you want to get it. So that means like at the end of the ad, we present these actionable steps that the viewer needs to do next. So then we are basically just saying that, okay, blah, blah, blah. I mean, the point is that this and this, and then like basically to learn more about this, whatever is it that we are like delivering them. I mean, then just click the button here and go to the next phase where we'll actually walk you through it. So it's pretty much as simple as that. So to recap, I mean, first we identify the person whose attention we want to get. So then we get that attention only from that person. We don't want to get attention from everyone, only that one specific type of person. Then secondly, once we have gotten their attention, we get their interest. And if we don't have their interest, then they are just going to move on. And we have to understand that, okay, let's say that, okay, I mean, this depends on every single platform we are, but let's say that we are running ads on Facebook. I mean, people are on Facebook for a different reason than they are, for example, on YouTube or TikTok. So on Facebook, they are just basically spending time there. They are not really necessarily looking for information like they are on YouTube, because mostly the reason why people go to YouTube is they actually go to like learn something. Like most common videos that people watch on YouTube are actually these how-to videos. So that means that, for example, on Facebook, we are interrupting people. So typically in the beginning, we already need to create some kind of like pattern interrupt how we can get their attention. But once we have gotten their attention and like getting their interest as well, because let's say, I mean, we need to remember that if we are like interrupting them, they are in the middle of doing something else. So we need to, it needs to be interesting enough to keep their attention for the time period. So that means that also it needs to be pretty fast paced. Then secondly, I mean, we tell a kind of story, or we go through some specific like method in driving the message that we are actually trying to prove. And at the end, we just come to present the offer that we are doing. So, I mean, often it can be that, I mean, check out the product that we are selling there, or learning more, or whatever. So typically, we take them to the specific lead page to capture the lead, capture the phone, email, and those kind of things, so we can actually keep marketing them for free. If you like this topic, then hit a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And if you like to discuss these topics further, then we actually have a closed group where we go deep on this. So to get access to this group, just comment group and we will reach out to you and add you there. See you at the group.